Hi everyone, come along with me as I pick up my first Polène bag from my recent visit to Seoul and a full review as well as how much I'm loving it so far.
Hey Glenn, it's Angel. I just want you to know I love you so much, and there's nothing that will change that.
I've been keeping tabs on Polène as a brand over the years, but never got to visit a physical store, so I was really excited to finally check it out in Gangnam. There was a bit of a queue, but we were let into the store within a few minutes. I was pleasantly surprised when the sales assistant told me I could pick up any bag and try them as I wished. I didn't have a certain style in mind, but the tonka has always piqued my curiosity. I was so drawn to the sculptural shape of the tonka as well as the uniqueness of the hardware on this bag. This taupe color is beautiful and it's got that cuteness of a tonka bean but being very understated and stylish at the same time. I am a true crossbody girl though and have so many in my collection, so I did wonder if I should try something new. The only other style I was curious to try on was the very popular seam. This one here is the classic seam that I'm trying on. I love the construction of this bag and I think that the design is genius, being so versatile with the double length handles and also being able to open up and cinch in the sides. But there was something about the silhouette of this that reminded me too much of my Neverfull MM and my Saint Louis PM. So I picked up the Seam Mini to try on because it's a bit different from my Neverfull and Saint Louis in terms of size, and I thought, hey, it could be a really nice casual bag. I quite like it when I tried it on, but here in the mirror, I noticed that the lady next to me was carrying a different seam bag, and what she has is the Cyme Tote Nano. So I continued checking out the Seam Mini, and at this point I hadn't decided if I wanted a bag more for casual wear or for work. I will say that when I opened the Seam Mini, it is quite small in terms of capacity, so I wasn't quite sure. It does look really nice from the outside, but I wouldn't be able to carry much in it. If you had sharp eyes, you would have picked up that the Cyme Tote was right here when I was going to pick up the tonka. And I have to say, this was absolute love at first try. When I had the seam on earlier, I just couldn't figure out what was it about the bag that I didn't like, but the Cyme Tote is chef's kiss.
Yeah. Hopefully then it gets spoiled for this concert, the songs.
No, it should be alright. Yeah. We wanted to see if they were okay yesterday, like with the rain and everything, so we are fine with that.
Just gonna move everything inside to check that everything's good.
Okay, thank you. It's been a good 4 months of me using my Cyme Tote almost every day to work. I love the more portrait silhouette compared to the original seam, and the handles and strap are pretty similar to the original seam. The tote here has the flat leather handles reinforced on the inside, and honestly my favorite way of carrying this bag. I love holding it in my hands or in the crook of my arms, and when I need my hands to be completely free, I love that there is the option of this shoulder strap reinforced on the outside. The flat leather is really comfortable. I do have rather narrow shoulders, so a lot of straps tend to slip off my shoulder, but no issues with the Cyme Tote at all. One of the things on my mind was whether tucking in the straps and handle would get a little fussy over time, but to be honest, it hasn't bothered me at all. The magnetic button closure is so strong and it works an absolute treat. It opens to a deep main compartment with a hanging zipper pocket, and the magnetic button actually has Polène on it as well, which I thought was a nice touch. And we have a microfiber lining in here, which I don't mind at all. I think that it works really well for this bag. And then we have a single hanging zipper pocket. I do appreciate the size of this pocket, and I don't mind that it's actually attached to the bag. I know some other totes come with a removable zipper pouch, but I have so many zipper pouches as well. So this one works fine for me, and obviously had to do the zip test, because if the zip is not smooth, then it's not the bag for me. Also at the side of the base lining is a little cloth tag with Polène. And this is pretty much the shape of the base. Now I bought this bag with no idea how I was going to store my items in there, or if I was going to use a bag organizer. In terms of color, I was umming and eyeing over whether I should get the taupe or the black. The taupe is so beautiful, but after much thinking and considering my wardrobe and my color analysis, black being one of my best colors, I decided to go for an all black tote, which I don't actually already have. I do prefer my Cyme Tote in the silhouette that it is, but this is how it looks like with the wings out, and the magnets are so strong to hold it in place. Here's a side-by-side comparison of the Cyme and Cyme Tote. Being more vertical than horizontal gives it the illusion that it is bigger and can store a lot more. I love the grain calf skin finish, and I just feel like being an everyday work bag, I don't have to be too precious and baby the bag. In fact, I did drip some drinking water on it when I was commuting home that day, and quickly took this video to show you how easy it just dries off and doesn't leave any water stains at all, which is really good. Because I got the Cyme Tote with work and possibly travel in mind, I wanted something that I could just grab and go. So yes, there are some light scuffs on the base and the corners and the edges, but I'm not too fussed about that, because this wasn't meant to be a bag that I had to be too careful about. And if you got the tote in a much lighter color, the rubbing and scuffs probably won't be as obvious. So let's get started with the what's in my bag segment of this review and what I store in my tote on a day-to-day basis. I mentioned earlier that I didn't have a bag organizer in mind for my Cyme Tote. This Orbitkey 2-in-1 tech pouch, the KonMari Marie Kondo edition, was actually a gift from friends of mine, and I was actually going to use this pretty much to store my battery charger and essentials, and then I realized that if I leave it unzipped, it becomes kind of a bag organizer. So in here I have my wallet. This is the Dior Caro 4 Seasons Winter Edition wallet. I also have a small bottle of perfume. This is Tamberine's Puppy, which I picked up also on the same trip that I did picked up my Cyme Tote from Seoul. This is Lisa Eldridge's lipstick. I have loved her lipstick since the first ever release. The color is Velvet Blush Lightly. I've got a few of these in my collection in different colors. I highly recommend her lipstick. It's satiny smooth, not too matte for dry lip girlies like me, and the packaging is great as well. So it just snaps closed. It's magnetic, also with the matte gold. So luxurious and lovely. Also from our recent trip to Seoul, I picked up a Vaseline Pretty Peach lip balm. This was a Korea exclusive, so I had to pick this up because I love everything that's peach scented and flavored. And another lip balm, but more of a plumping lip product, is this VT Riddle Shot Lip Plumper, and it's in the color Rose Berry. I've got to be honest that I'm not one of those who carries hand cream with me in my bag. It's just not one of the top 5 items in my bags. But this Christian Dior lip balm was a very beautiful gift, and it's nice to have with me for dry cuticles, lips, skin. It works for all. I also have my passport size traveler's notebook, and along with that, a Lamy rollerball pen that I used to take notes. In the center, there are 2 slip pockets. I've got a spare one here that I'm not using, and I've got my access card slipped into the other one. Now, if you've been following my channel for a bit, you know how much I love my memo bottle. This is a fantastic way to be bringing water with you if you're a handbag person because it's flat. This is the A7 size, and believe it or not, it fits into a Louis Vuitton Nano Alma. I've got the review and I'll leave it down in my link below, but I love this water bottle. It's just perfect to have that little sip of water when you're out and about. Now on this side are 3 more pockets. I've got a bottle of hand sanitizer, can't do without it. I've got my power bank, just a small little one that fits perfectly in the pocket, and the cable to go with. Now obviously there's so much more that you could put in this organizer pouch for other use. The front zipper I currently use for sanitary pads, face masks, band-aids, and Panadol. There's also a convenient strap on the top here, and that helps you grip the entire tech pouch, and in it goes into the base of the Cyme Tote, and it fits perfectly with still a little space on both sides for me to put other items. A side note, if you're interested in the Orbitkey pouch, it's called a 2-in-1 tech pouch because it also comes with this other zipper pouch, which I'm not currently using, but this is actually a really nice one to have as well. The front actually folds down so you'll be able to see your items in there, and you have all these elastic compartments as well as these little small pockets, which is great for things like SD cards and hair ties, really small knickknacks that you need to carry with you. And it fits nicely in a Cyme Tote as well because it takes little to no space. The first and most important thing to go in my zipper pocket is my keys. I'm also using Orbitkey for this. I love how it keeps my keys in place and doesn't end up scratching my bag. I've got a review of all the Orbitkeys I've used over the years, and I'll leave the link below. Then I've got mints in this Muji container and a couple of Vicks Vapor Drop for the itchy throat season. In they go. And not forgetting a pack of tissues. Occasionally I bring a sachet of oats to work with me as well. I wanted to show you how it fits in this pocket because it's a square shape and very generous in size. So if you look here, there's still quite a bit of room that you could put other essentials in if you like. So if you didn't have a bag organizer, you could easily fit little items in this pocket. As mentioned before, the Cyme Tote is more vertical, so I will be storing the next items upwards and along the sides. Starting with my BYO bag, this one's from Shupato from Japan. A friend of mine picked this up for me when he was in Tokyo, and I really love this BYO bag. I go everywhere with it. It's got this pleated design on the side, which means when you need to fold it down, you just need to hold the sides, pull it, and it goes back into this shape, which makes it so convenient and easy to fold, so you're not spending too much time fussing around how to fold it back in shape again. So this makes it really simple, origami style, with this elastic band that goes around, and you get a very compact BYO bag. I bring this around with me all the time. It's great to pick up groceries on the way home or for some extra shopping. Also in my work bag is snacks for the commute home. I've got cheezels currently in this container that I picked up from Daiso. It's currently winter here in Sydney, so I've got a pair of gloves. These ones keep me very warm even though they're fingerless, so I really love them. They're made out of New Zealand wool, and we picked this up when we were in Christchurch on our Bon Voyage season 4 trip. And on the note of BTS, this is the fan chan scarf that I created. I made it in a nice wool silk blend, so it keeps me warm enough in winter, but also it's very light and soft to touch. Because of that, it's not bulky and it's easy to just pop straight into my seam tote right on top. And this is quite a recent upgrade for me. I've been using AirPods Pro for the longest time until I started having connectivity issues. So with a gift card, I was able to pick up this Bose Quiet Comfort Ultra Gen 2, and these have just really elevated the way I enjoy music and content while I'm commuting. I highly recommend them for the comfort and quality of sound. I of course like the idea of using earbuds because they are a lot smaller and compact to travel with, but these headphones actually fold down and they fit really nicely in my seam tote, which I'm really happy about. It does come in a case, but I've just been using and carrying them as is, and the one that I have here is in the color Driftwood Sand. And this is pretty much all that is in my bag when I commute to work. I usually wear it with the sides folded in like this, and my preference being the handles, but I do use the strap as well when I need to be hands-free. Otherwise they're tucked in like this and we're ready to go. I'm going to take a minute to show you how to attach a bag charm if bag charms are your thing, and if not, feel free to forward a minute ahead. So this is how I attach my Juju and Takashi Murakami charm. Also, I have here the Juju flower clasp. So just around the two leather handles in the front, it goes on effortlessly. I would attach the clasp first before looping on the charm. And that's how my Juju looks. And for the standard round clasp, it goes on very easily. So you don't have to worry about damaging your straps at all. Last but not least, let's get to the modeling shots. So this is how the seam tote looks on the crook of my arm. It surprisingly looks nice and feels very comfortable having the tote on the crook of my arm. Like, tote's not something I would usually wear on the crook of my arm, but somehow it works with this silhouette. And then to swap over to the longer shoulder strap, it's as simple as tucking in the shorter handles and pulling out the longer strap, all without having to set the bag down. And here you have it on my shoulder. I absolutely love how it looks when it's carried on a shoulder. The geometry of it from the sides, the front and the back, it's unlike any other tote I've seen, and I really appreciate the thought process that went into designing the seam tote. Although I'm only 5'2", which is about 157 centimeters, I really enjoy this silhouette, as you can see here with the Loewe puzzle tote and my Celine So Sangle bag. I feel like these style bags have really worked well for me. In comparison to the classic tote that I have, I find that when bags are winged out on the sides like this, sometimes people tend to bump into me in public spaces. And really, the versatility of the seam tote is I get the best of both worlds. So if I wanted a different look, I can fold out the wings on top and I get a more east-west sort of classic tote silhouette. So yeah, being able to swap it around and create a different style is quite nice as an option to have. Now, if you're wondering about these knotted straps and how awkward it might look, there's actually a work around this. So when the bag is folded, I find that the strap with the knot falls perfectly inside, whereas when you're folding it out, it kind of dangles awkwardly on the outside. But Polène has actually provided these adjustment holes so that you're able to move the strap upwards and tuck the rest of it in, and that then creates this new look that's a little bit tidier and more polished in my opinion. So this is the long strap and this is how it looks after you readjust it. I hope you found my honest review helpful if you are interested in Polène Cyme Tote. If you've enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe for more of my creative content. Thank you so much for watching and take care.